Hello everyone. I notice I see a few people here watching. Sorry that I've been leaving you in silence. I'm still technically setting up the stream. Uh, yeah, this is my first time using OBS, so don't worry. Don't worry, there's going to be stuff to talk about. Right, so I've got chat. Hold on. No, I think I'm going to need to get rid of this. Okay. Just moving this. Okay. I think I can make myself bigger. Okay, yeah. Something like this will work. And is this? No. Okay. I'll figure that out another time. I wanted to get chat visible on stream. I'll figure that out another time because I do want to be able to stream Pokemon Presents in February. So yes, hello everyone. It's been okay. Sorry. Now the stream is properly starting. Hello. How's everyone doing? Thunderboar Games says crab. There is no crab. Oh, you'll see. Eager to learn about the new stories in region. I'm not going to reveal too much in this stream. I'll just elaborate on certain things. I'll clarify a few names. And I'll leave things open. Yeah. Why did I change my channel name? Well, I didn't feel comfortable just having my name as my channel name. So I just changed it to be more of a brand thing, and Dr. Eevee just made the most sense because my YouTube channel icon is Eevee wearing the Doctor Who, or the Fourth Doctor's outfit from Doctor Who. So I hope that answers your question, Hoaxing Haxorus. Dane Baker, I really liked Cronio. Can't wait to see what Matt's cooking up now. Well, you'll see it in this live stream. Wait, it's not a crab? Is it a lobster? A shrimp? It's a lobster. Also, you'll see everything. You'll get it. So, is there any sheep, or are you just either going to bring Mareep or Wooloo in Kelot? Well, Mareep and Wooloo would return. But also, I don't know if you've noticed, but the Firestarter is a sheep. Let's get into it now. I don't know how to get the thing to, change the slideshow. We'll figure it out together. Dr. Eevee would be the perfect Pokemon Doctor Who crossover anime, I guess, yeah. Well, Hoaxing Haxorus, you'll see the starters soon enough. Is this... How do I transition it? Hotkeys. What are the hotkeys? Uh... Oh, wait, I can just... Obviously, okay, right. So, Kelot region. It's based on Wales. Yeah. It's gonna be mostly Welsh inspired. Little bits of stuff from like Cornwall, the Isle of Man, and Brittany. But it is the vast majority of it is Wales. Desert or Arctic based Pokemon. Not that's not really something I considered. Um, yeah. I've just considered what the new Pokemon would be, and they've largely been based on myths and culture and what have you. So, the games are Pokemon Myth and Pokemon Legend. So, I hope you guys are excited. So yes, as you can see, these legendaries have not been named yet, by the way. Is the Kelot region logo based on the Freya sign? Well, it's not really the Freya sign. It's a Triskelion. It's a kind of Celtic knot. I mean, it might have been used by the Vikings and in Norse mythology to represent Freya, but this is a Celtic symbol generally. The Cronia region's logo didn't really have anything to do with it. It was just like St. Andrew's cross, but like changed a bit to be an hourglass because the legendary's theme was time. But yeah, this is going to be a bit important. This logo. This is not the only time. Oh, pardon me. This is not the only time you'll see this logo. So, people seem to be very confused. This is a fox, not a wolf. You can tell because it's orange. And this bird is a crow. So yes. Something to note is that this will be the first time that box art legendaries have genders. This one would be 100% female, whilst this one has 100% male. So, they don't have names yet, but you'll see. And if you're wondering, this one is the red version, and this one's the blue version. In case you were wondering, Dexter. Is the legendary a fighting type? No. I'm happy to say they're types. So, this one is Fire Ghost. And this one is Steel Ghost. You going with the fox? Well, I think both have very interesting designs, and I think both will have a very interesting design origin. I'll get into that when I discuss the legendaries. There will be more than these two. Don't expect so many legendaries in the legendary video. But, you know, there will be a few tied to the main story, and who knows, there might be DLC that adds more. But, that wouldn't be covered in the legendary video. If there's DLC. Getting Major Macbeth and Hamlet vibes. That is not the inspiration, but they are meant to be quite, you know, medieval inspired. I am going to move on from them because I have nothing else to say. That's just what they look like. This is you. This is you. Or, you know, you can change your hair, clothes, and skin tone if you want. There'd be more clothing options than these, but this is just the key art. Oh yeah, the Danny DeVito pillow. Uh, hold on. Yeah, I've got a Danny DeVito pillow. Also, apologies, I am sick right now. This is just a test live stream anyways, but yeah. I'll elaborate on Alice in a sec, but this thing, Secret Santa gift from my work, it's funny, innit? I just want you to appreciate Danny DeVito here. Okay. Right, back on to Alice, yes. So, yes. Oh, the play came from Christmas. Yeah, it's been going about. It's been going about. Um, but yes, Alice this is a gender neutral avatar like I did in Pokemon Orpiment, but honestly, you can change the pronouns and hair and it won't be that much different, and clothes for that matter. Won't be that much different because, young kid in it. But yeah, and as you can see, oh no, art by Trainer Mats. Trainer Mats has also done the art for the legendaries. That wasn't credited before, but mainly because on the Instagram post, this layout only, again, sorry, left and right, this layout only really, has, it looks good if it's, one credit on each side, and I do all the concepts, so, yeah, but it's because the logos were done by Malmus Decks, or Malmus Art on Instagram. I don't have a visual credit, but they'll be credited in the description once this live stream is over. Everyone loves Danny DeVito and a baked ham. Yeah, it's a reference to Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but I've not seen it. But you don't need to see it to understand why that's just funny. Isn't the logo the air element sign? No. The idea is that it's to be... Hold on. Let me go back to it. So Pokemon Myth and Pokemon Legend logos, they're meant to be simplifications of the Legendaries designs. Simple as. And the Legendaries designs had the Kelot logo, with this Triskelion sort of Celtic knot present. So, pardon me. Yeah. This is not meant to signify wind, but it may signify a different sort of weather, but one with a bit more magic tied to it. Anyways, so Ellis I picked as a gender-neutral name because it's Welsh enough and I needed a gender-neutral name. That's just it. The logo might just a soul shape. I don't know what that means. But, not to ignore Thunderbore Games, because I did see the question, of who's the professor. I'm not ready to show that yet. You will see it in the first video, the starter video, which will be out next month, as with the rival. But I kind of want to show those in that video, and not any sooner. You'll understand, it'll be a nice surprise to see them both. Pretty much the first thing you'll see is the new professor, by the way. So there you go. The logo is a Triskeli. Well, Triskelion, it goes by multiple names. Will there be a leak Pokemon? I do not want to leak that just yet, but also there's already a leak Pokemon. It's far-fetched. Right, so, who wants to see new Pokemon? All of the ones that you saw in the teaser, I'm going to be showing. And you'll learn their names and their types. So why not start with the starters? These won't be the only ones that I show off, by the way. There will be more in this live stream, so you are catching new stuff, but unless if you're part of my Discord server, because all of these have already been revealed to my Discord server. So you're just catching up. So this is faux leaf. If you're wondering why I didn't go for the pun foliage, it's because I did do like Joliage in my last region, but also I felt like, I don't know, this just felt nice. This just felt like the nice sort of, you know. As you can see, it's a horse. It's a horse. Yeah. Does anyone have any questions about it? Because if not, I will move on to the next one. I'll move on to the fire starter. All of the starters were done by Kai Fake Monzar. Can one ride its Evo? I would say it is large enough to ride. I'm going to guess the final Evo types now. Gives electric vibes. Okay. That's a good idea. Is it based on Shetland ponies? No. Because that Shetland is Scotland. This is Wales. But also, this is... This is... Well, I actually decided to base it on the Manx horse. I forget its name. You'll learn its name in the new video. And yeah, I did base it vaguely on the Isle of Man stuff, but like all of these animals are found in Wales too. My justification for the grass and water starters do involve other places that are part of the Celtic nations. But that's because this starter does a let's fuse the Celtic nations, but it is very predominantly Wales, so I will just be saying this is the Welsh region. I thought it was a mule. You thought wrong. It's a horse. Yeah, I've been on the Swirling Season server, but I'm not very active on it, but I do post there. Yeah. Are there going to be more bootleg starters? Alas not. There will not be bootleg starters, I'm afraid. This is because the bootleg starters came about as a consequence of the story of Cronio. And I felt like it would be interesting to explore that whole thing as an idea. But the Kelot story will not go in a direction where bootleg starters are necessary. So, yeah, sorry. Just the boring old grass fire war. So that was the grass starter. Let's go to the fire starter Flam. There's not very many ways you can have an original name for this, but I've not had a Pokemon called Flam, and a Pokemon called Flam hasn't existed in the originals, in the main actual series. So there you go. It is a sheep. Hence the double A. Yeah. Any questions about it? Why the 2A? Because sheeps go ba with 2 A's. Oh, excuse me. Flambe plus that. But, it's not based on flambeing, though. It's called Flam. Does Flam turn into a dark type when it evolves? Well, that would be telling. I'm not going to say what they evolve into. You'll have to see. I will say their secondary types come into effect when they first evolve. So it'll be monotype, dual type, dual type, as opposed to monotype, monotype, dual type. Pardon me. Is there a reason Flam's head tuft is two-toned in colour? That's interesting. And plus, soot, because it's fire type. Ghost type vibes, because Lamb to the Slaughter. Also, I just love fire ghost type starter Pokemon. It might be fire ghost, it might not. It might be fire dark, it might not. Will us follow the strange trend of quadrupedal starters and bipedal final evos? You'll just have to see. I would say the final evos of all of these will be quite varied. Are you still kind of following the Fire Zodiac? You see, yes and no. Because I was working on this around the time, like, Fuecoco was announced, and very clearly shattered the Zodiac theory, but I feel like the Zodiac theory, if you still use a Zodiacmon, a Chinese Zodiacmon, or a Chinese Zodiac animal for a fire starter, it'll still fit. You know? But it's not something that I'm choosing to rely on. However, I've decided to go with a sheep because it's Wales. There's a lot of sheep in Wales, and the animal's quite synonymous with Wales. So I just felt like a sheep starter made sense. And I just kind of liked the vibe of it being a fire starter. And plus, you know, it's sort of reddish, like the dragon on the Welsh flag, you know? It's not going to be a dragon type, I'll tell you that. None of them will be. But yeah, like this, I don't know. I guess you'll see. I hope you will appreciate the final evos, regardless of if they're types that you like or don't. Moving on to the water starter, Bubster the Lobster. Is a lobster with a bubble on its head. It's Bubster. Yeah. We've not had a crustacean as a starter before, but I don't see why not. I think it's fun. Many people thought this was a crab. I can kind of see where you're coming from, but like, nah. If I were to make a crab starter, I'd make the like head and torso the same body segment, and just make it one big one. I am very proud of the name of the final evolution of Bubster, and I will say so in the video. Would have been hunted for me. I'd assume they all would have been, to be honest. Yeah, I think a horse, a sheep, and a lobster are quite a weird starter trio, but like it also weirdly works. And I think the final stages were designed first, and then the base stages, and then the middle stages. I hope you know this. So, or yeah, I'm just letting you know this. Yeah, like I think, I think all of. I get the feeling that, I mean, if something's not to your taste, I get the feeling you at least appreciate and think they all work together. Was this base form based on by cast form's basic shape? No, nothing to do with cast form at all. It's a small lobster with a bubble on its head. That's basically it. I think I can move this further to the left. Actually, I'll make myself a bit bigger. Yeah. Gonna make myself a bit borderline bigger. I think that's the best I'm gonna do. What about a slug, a Komodo dragon, and a mink? That's weird too, and also what you're doing. I mean, that sounds alright. I honestly don't think any animal should be disqualified. I mean, we already had, like, a dragon in Gen 1, so... Is Bubs' final Evo called Kushtian? Or Crushtian? No. I don't think you're going to guess it, because one of its root words is a sort of obscure synonym for something that it is. But, like, if you know it, you're like, oh my god, that's the perfect name. Love to see it. You'd love to see it in a region based on Italy or Ireland. Well, maybe a Legends project. It could appear. Right, so... Bet you weren't expecting to see a fully evolved Mon yet. And this was not in the teaser. This is a flying ghost-type bird Pokemon called Core Revive. It is based upon the red-billed Cho. The red-billed Cho being quite synonymous with Cornwall, although they appear in Wales as well. Welsh myth is big on the King Arthur myth. That's a big thing in Wales, even more so, well, from what I could see, got a bit more involved than England did, but I could be wrong. I'm not the best scholar. I just make stuff. Is that Corvid and Revive? Yes. Is it like Cyclozar with Coridon and Maride? I don't... What do you mean? Thunderball Games, I'm not making them on based on that. That is from indigenous American culture. And is kind of a taboo to do. So no. This is based on Arthurian legend. Isn't Cornwall where the world-renowned pirate accent originated? Yes. Thunderbolt, you knew that, then why did you say it? It's a bit of a taboo to even say the W word, so please do not in future. But yes, Core Revive, that looks like the final form of a regional Pikipek. Was that coincidental? Had nothing to do with Pikipek, actually. At all. It has a red beak because the bird it's based on has a red beak. Now, the reason why it's a ghost type is because the was Core Revive tall? I don't think it would be all that tall. Core Revive looks similar to one of the box legendaries. That was kind of hard to avoid because one of the box legendaries is based on a crow, which is a Corvid, and this is based on the red-billed Cho, which is also a Corvid. However, I think, and they're both ghost type, which also makes it hard. However, this was definitely meant to be more of a bird, and the box legends were meant to be like humanoid anthropomorphic creatures with sort of animalistic features. Is there a sheepdog Pokemon? There might be. But yes, Core Revive is based on the red-billed Cho, and it is said that the red-billed Cho has its red beak because it was the blood of it's red with the blood of all the Cornish who helped fight alongside King Arthur. And also, it is said that when King Arthur died, his soul was transported into the body of a red-billed show. So if I'm doing a mon based on that, I'm like, okay, that's cool. Cool idea for a ghost type. Gears Chaos, hey, how you doing? Very hyped for this region. I'm very hyped for it too. I genuinely think like all of the concepts in this region fit very well together in this region. Dear God, that's a lot of blood. Well, the people of Cornwall are still around, so don't worry. But yeah, it is. Core Revive is ghost type for that reason. Its base stage is not. It's mono flying. Yeah. But yeah, I think we've talked enough about Core Revive. Oh, that looks familiar, doesn't it? Does anyone want to sort of explain what regular Hedgie is to the chat? Chat delay really not being my friend right now? So, Hedgie was the early root normal type for Chronio. And in Chronio, I did want to subvert the sort of normal type becoming dark type regional variant pattern that had been happening in Alola and Galar, which didn't appear in Paldea, but I was working on it before Paldea. But here I'm like, what if I actually just did it, and I could do it with my own Mon as well? And this is based on a certain creature from Breton folklore. Breton being from Brittany in France. As Brittany is actually a Celtic area. Well, pardon me. As you can see, I did take some visual cues from Shadow the Hedgehog. I have not seen the movie yet. I have not seen the movie. I was going to last weekend, and then my boyfriend got sick, and now I am sick. We do not live together. We got sick independently. I did just see him, but Kelot's ultimate life form. Yeah. I'll fully explain the deal with Kelotian Hedgie in its own video. This is not going to be the only variant we see in this live stream, so stay tuned. And don't worry, the variant we'll see is from the official series, and not Chronio. There will be other Chronio variants, like a Kelotian Hedgerow. It evolves into a variant of Hedgerow. It doesn't evolve into something else, and it is just a 2-stage line. Sorry to disappoint, but I just felt like because Hedgerow was already pretty strong and had an interesting dual typing, I didn't feel like adding another mon into that was that interesting. So Shiny Kelotian Hedgie looked like Super Shadow to reflect how regular Hedgie reflects Supersonic? Yes. Can you see all of me walking through my history? That, I've just butchered that. Does it get a regional Evo like Obstacoon? As I said, no, it does not. It's just this and Kelotian Hedgerow. Right, let's see the next image. Now, I am a Doctor Who fan. I can explain myself. So Doctor Who is made in Wales, and actually is the part of the reason why the Welsh television industry is pretty OP. It's a powerhouse for television production, thanks to Doctor Who and the people who made the reboot. But also the Daleks from Doctor Who were originally Um, Written by a Welsh writer called Terry Nation. He was the guy who wrote the first ever Dalek story. He's Welsh. There's a lot of Welshness with the Daleks. So I just thought, why not? You know, it's something different. Um, would you care for some tea? Um, I very much prefer the "I am your servant" line, but nah, people who saw the new series wouldn't get that. Um, of course, I did a Doctor Who reference. I think this is the only one. Here's the thing. I may be a like insane Doctor Who fan who's like super insane and all the time about this show. And yes, I did see the Christmas episode that just passed, and it was alright. But I do want to at least keep Doctor Who references to a minimum with my Fake Mon projects. If it feels too good of an opportunity to do, then I do it. I do have good reasons because I did want to reference the Welsh television industry. And Doctor Who seemed like the perfect avenue for that for multiple reasons. And this had a multi-layered Welsh reference. So, yeah. Would I have a reference to the... forgive me if I butcher the name, Italian Railway somewhere. I might. I've not actually fully decided what the region map's going to look like. I know I want to reference a bunch of Welsh towns. Might reference the railway. It feels like something I probably should do. So, yeah. It also resembles the interior Dalek creature. Will there be an alternate colour versions like Deerling? Only the shiny version. The shiny version will reference the new series design, whilst this references the original series design. I wasn't sure which way round I was wanting to do it, and then I eventually decided this way round. The base stage is definitely... It does not have the armour, by the way, but I did not want to share that just yet, because I didn't share it with anyone else yet. Didn't share it with the Discord server. Everyone on... If you join my Discord server, or if you were part of my Discord server, which hopefully... If it's not in the description... it's in the description of all my other videos. If you're part of my Discord server, you would have already seen this. You would have already seen all of these, by the way. I think Ellis might be a Livestream exclusive, though. So, the player character... Livestream exclusive, so maybe. I could be wrong. But I'll post it to my Discord server after the stream is done. Right. Next one. Now! I had to. I get the feeling I'm going to keep getting comments of, oh, are you going to do a red dragon? You're going to do a red dragon? I will. I obviously will. It would be silly of me not to. And I decided to make it a Drudigan evolution. Because I feel like people are too impatient. Like, because, like, in all of my Chronio, like, comment sections, well, maybe not of the main videos, because people are patient enough to realise it's an ongoing series, but in, like, shorter form content, people will go, like, is there going to be a Kelpie Pokemon? Is there going to be a Unicorn Pokemon? Like, check out my other content and you'll see. Like, yeah. And yes, Drudigan evolves. Yeah. I noticed, like, Drudigan had, like, a bit of red. Like, well, it has a red head. So I just decided... It would make sense if it was, like, molting. So it, you know, got rid of its skin, as it were, and now fully blossomed. You realise you missed a step in the Discord server. Yeah, we don't want people to just come in and spam. If, if you want to actually participate, you gotta do a little bit of work to get in and be like, right, I'm reading the rules, I'm agreeing to the rules because basically, yeah, there's rules on my Discord server for good reason. All rules are written in blood. Yeah, if you agree to if you join the server and can interact, that implicitly means you agreed to the rules. So if you didn't read the rules, well, you should. What about a Gavin and Stacey reference? If we're talking about Wales being a TV powerhouse, look no further. Agreed. I don't think I could make a Gavin and Stacey Pokemon, but I could do. I mean, I've not seen Gavin and Stacey, but I have a Welsh friend, and he knows I'm doing this project. So he said, "Oh, you could have an area based on Barry Island," and I'm like, "Yeah, why not? Theme park." Was this inspired by the Red Dragons of D&D? No. This is inspired by the Welsh dragon, the red dragon on the Welsh flag. It has a red dragon. And dragons are the national animal of Wales. So, yeah. Also expect a lot of dragon types. Expect a lot of them. That's not something you usually hear. That's something you're hearing. Expect a lot of dragon types. There are going to be more dragon types that I introduce in this region than any other type. More dragon type lines as well. Yeah. Is it inspired by unicorns? Right, we're moving on. Speaking of dragons, you may have seen this before if you follow me on Instagram. Kelot Drampa. This was made. Well, this was always intended to be part of Kelot. I was always intending to do this, but Kelot Drampa, I got the art done as early as I did, so I could Ooh. Everything good? Okay. Yeah, I only included it so I could. Yeah. So, I could include this, but, Oh well. So, this version of Drampa, it's psychic type. Why is that? So, it's actually based on just the concept of Celtic knots. Basically, a bunch of weaving and a bunch of, symbols called knots exist in Wales and across, Scotland and Ireland and the Isle of Man and so on. And I temporarily disconnected for some reason, Mr. Capybara, so if the stream was a little buggy for a little bit, that would be why. I thought, based on the knots, this variant would be a grass type. Well, there's a reason it was psychic type. I was contemplating what type it would be. I eventually settled on Psychic Dragon. Well, first of all, it's an interesting type combination, but second of all, I had this idea while I was at university. There is a I did maths in university, and there's a subject called knot theory. Basically, you analyze the mathematical structure within knots, and a lot of the knots that you analyze tend to be shapes the Celts used in their Celtic knot art. So, yeah. And maths is the smart boy subject. Mathematics, math, whatever you want to call it, is the smart boy subject, psychic type. Also, I wanted to incorporate some of the, Green Man sort of visuals, hence why it's green and a bit leafy. And the Green Man is meant to be this symbol of wisdom. Yeah, and also, you need to be smart to make knots. I agree with that purple. Right. The national flower of Wales is the daffodil, so meet Daffadoot. Just go doot doot. And if you're wondering why it's steel type, it's also a trumpet. And it go doot doot. I don't need to explain, do I? Like, it's just simple. It's just daffodil. Go doot doot. Topology and not theory are so based. I agree. Topology was interesting, but I found it a bit more difficult. Daffodil make a doot doot sound. Yeah, it just go doot. That's my trumpet noise. How does it eat? It is a plant. It photosynthesizes. It is a plant. I'm not wrong. But any Bellsprout or Oddish fans in the chat? I don't think I've ever used those, Mom. But this evolves into Daffodette. It is the grass waifu, everyone. I don't like calling it the grass waifu. I don't like calling them grass waifus. I like calling them grass ladies. Is he small? Well, Daffodoo and Daffodette are probably a bit small. I imagine Daffodoo would be easily like... I imagine it being small, a bit smaller than like a Pikachu. You know. You can have one on your shoulder and it go... Doot, doot. I'm butchering the noise because I am sick, as I said. Feminine grass. Yeah, it's the grass lady, as I call it. Apologies. I am wiping my nose. I am... Don't get sick, kids. It's not good for you. I guess it's good for the immune system. The feminine Pokemon. I mean, but there's plenty of feminine Pokemon. Like, Primarina's feminine. And it's not grass type. I mean, all of the feminine grass types. Like, that's a trope, feminine grass type. But that's a lot to say, so I just call them the grass ladies. I know the mouth is supposed to be a trumpet, but it also kind of looks like a speaker of a gramophone / record player. Oh, pardon me. Yeah, I would say so. I mean, it's all about music, this one, and the Welsh love the arts, so it makes sense to have a sort of musical-themed mon, especially since daffodils are already somewhat associated with trumpets globally. And the daffodil is the Wales flower. So, does it learn Screech? It probably would. This is the last new mon I'm about to show. All I've shown is new mon so far. But, this is the last one. However, this isn't the last slide in my slideshow. I will probably finish the stream a little bit after, but I'll probably have a general Q&A kind of thing afterwards. Wait, why is it a steel type? Because trumpets are made of metal, and this is also based on trumpets. Basically, in the game, it would have more of a... Like, the petals would have more of a sort of steely, sort of magnemite-y texture to them. So, yeah. I don't know why my thing's flickering. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm far away. Yeah, that's why it's steel type. Like Cobalion and Scarlet Violet. Yeah. It's just, visually speaking, I mean, it's a plant, so there's not much you could do. And it's got varying colours, but yeah. It is a steel type for good reason. Right. So, this final design, I collaborated with Foongoose Fakemon, or Foongoose-mon. Oh, if you think about the category of instruments that trumpets belong to, it's also in the brass family, so steel checks out. I mean, yeah, but there's a kind of metal called brass, and that's why that family's called brass, because they're all made of the same sort of metal. Anyways, this final design I collaborated with Fungus Fakemon on, and it also appeared in the teaser. Does anyone have any thoughts? Or do your head be empty? It's Charizard, I do agree. It's Charizard, it is. You're right, it is a Charizard. Regional Fire Dragon of Charizard? Well, if it was a variant, I would have said so by now. But I've not said it. Really like the beard on the design. Majestic. Yes, I really think it's great. Gimmick form of Charizard? Maybe. Is this the region's gimmick? Perhaps. I will explain more in due time. Don't worry, whatever's going on with Charizard, it's going on with Venusaur and Blastoise as well. I just think Charizard's more clickbaity. But also, like, I made my teaser to resemble like Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and Gold and Silver's intro, and Charizard's in the Gold and Silver intro. So like, you know, had to include Charizard. But yeah. You rip off his legs and added them to the leg bucket. I don't have a leg bucket. I don't have a leg bucket. Gimmick must be called Dragonization. Well, how do you know it turns you into a dragon? Because how does a dragon now looking like a dragon be Dragonization? It could just be something else. You don't know. I am going to get it off the screen now. Okay, I don't get why this flashing's happening. I do apologize. Something with the ghost type? It is a dragon type. I will admit, this version of Charizard is Fire Dragon. It is to do with the gimmick, but I'll explain the gimmick in the second video, where you'll meet more characters and see other Pokemon with these interesting forms. Right, does anyone have any questions? Why is it flashing? Okay, why is it flashing? Okay, it's not flashing anymore. Any questions? I could have set a chat goal, but this was a bit of a test stream, so something to think of in question. Is the professor hot? I don't think the answer to that question should ever be a yes. How much overlap with Crony would you say this Welsh region would have? I don't think there would be overlap. I've got pretty much different. I've got a different concept. I mean, if you're meeting like, does Cronio do Cronian Mon have like a presence in Kelot? I mean, yeah, because there's the variant. There's other variants. Yeah. Can I just say with the maybe the computer police are here? I don't know. But yeah, with the Professor Hot thing, don't say that. That's your hint. The professor may not Be old enough to say that. Yeah, I know. Will there be a gym challenge? Yes, but it'll be a bit different. Maybe in a way you might not like, but by the time the project's over, I think you'll be fine with it. Is the professor a child? Yeah. You'll see how it'll work. So is the evil team going to be evil evil or silly Billy evil? I would say evil evil. Does the regional heavy have chaos control like move? I don't think so. By the way, in terms of how much of the region's been done, I have 61 designs finalized of the main decks, and yeah, you all figured out it was a gimmick. I have 10 gimmick forms done as of the live stream. Technically, there's 62 designs currently, not including gimmick forms. By the way, when I say not including gimmick forms, it does include like regional variants, but technically it's 62, but I'm getting one redesigned. Yeah. Will Team Rocket make a major comeback? No. I don't intend on doing Team Rocket. I don't see why I should. Metal Sonic Pokemon would be funny. Yeah, but like, it's not really something. Like, this isn't meant to be based on Shadow, but its appearance does take cues from Shadow. But it's because it has different direct inspiration. Just the allusion to Shadow just was a funny reference. What made me choose the names plus and minus for this project? I did not. I did not. I do not see plus and minus. This is myth and legend. I did not do plus and minus. No. What? No. That's not me. What? Myth and legend. Legend and myth. Myth and legend. That's the name of this project. So I don't see what you're on about. 61 out of... 145. Pardon me. Yeah, fuck it. I'll just say 145. Once I'm done with this Wales region, I'm not going to answer that question because this is about me starting the region. It's all right. Yeah, remix. I'm just like, that's not me. That's not me. I do not have an American accent. We both have luscious beards and we both make fake mon, but no, that's not me. But, yeah, any more questions? just looking at my spreadsheet. By the way, the one I'm going to get redesigned, hopefully I'm going to redesign it soon. Will there be any minigames inspired by Welsh sports? I've not really thought about minigames. But there will be a mon based on rugby. I will say that. I've just not shown it yet. Maybe because I don't want to show everything here. That's not the purpose of the stream. The stream's to get you hyped up. But I'll probably show it within the next few months. What made you choose the names Myth and Legend? Well, it's because, like... oh, pardon me. It's because the... oh, shook my desk. A lot of the theme of the gimmick and the theme of the legendaries and the theme of quite a few, but not all of the mon, like a plurality, if not a majority of mon, is mythology, myths and legends. And there's going to be a lot of dragon types, so yeah. Yeah. The Pokemon for Pokemon Myth is based on a goddess. And the Pokemon for Pokemon Legend is based on a knight who wished to marry her. So that's why I felt like Myth and Legend makes sense. Yeah. And hopefully the logos do convey a different sort of vibe to the Pokemon Legends series. Hopefully, yeah. Will each game have the full deck, or would there be version exclusives? Well, there would be version exclusives, but I don't know if I'll like properly mention them in the video. I don't know. Or on Instagram. I might. I don't know. Is there a regional Haxorus? No. I'll say that so you don't get your hope up. Oh, you like the bird design on my shirt? Yeah, it's nice. It's not a hint to anything. It's not any merch, just a nice shirt. Just put it on because it was clean. But yeah, the bird design, it's nice. I like it. It's got a toucan in it. Look at that. Oh, and a parrot. Maybe that is a hint after all. I don't know what you are. Are you a hummingbird? Maybe. Does the legend have a Sword of Souls? No. It is a lance. It's not based on Lancelot, but there is a reason why I picked a lance. I think a different Welsh legend, a different knight, used a lance. But the weapon of choice of the primary inspiration was a sword, but having a canine with a sword that was also steel type. Have you heard that before? As a box legendary. Yeah. So it's not a sword. And I wouldn't say it has souls. I would say it's a sort of spectral conjuring. Because their ghostly powers are just more so... I'm not going to say anymore. It's spectral conjuring. I'm just going to say that. The reason for that ghost typing is because they both were afflicted with the same curse. I'll elaborate what the curse is, but it is based on an actual myth. And I'm changing what the curse is, but it's basically... I'm trying to keep the story as faithful, if that makes sense. Do I have any advice on coming up with starter Pokemon? Ooh, yes. First of all, come up with the final stages first. Come up with the final stages first. Make them look good together, and have a good group theming. You may need to figure out what you want to do with one starter, and then the rest will follow. Like, for example, I knew what the theming of the water starter was going to be, and I knew the animal of the fire starter. I picked out an animal of the water starter, and it just stuck. And then I sort of thought, maybe I could do this for the fire starter, and even though that changed later, I realized, okay, I have two things that can be united under a certain theme. How do let me produce a grass starter that fits that theme, and lo and behold. We've gotten at least one dragon type within a box art group ever since Gen 3. Kinda. I guess. But, like, I wouldn't really consider Eternatus fully in part of that group. I don't know. But, there's... I guess maybe there'll be a dragon in this group. Who knows? But this... I mean, if there is a third member, it's not going to be covered. It will be... If there's a third member, it'll probably be a mythical I add later. It might be dragon type, I don't know. I might know. I don't. The curse is the gimmick. Kinda. I'm not afraid to say kinda. I'm not gonna elaborate, but you're sort of right. So, like, yeah. Is there a regional Zora based on druidic magic? No. No, I don't actually have that many variants. Let me count up how many I actually have. Because it's not many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I've... oh, pardon me. About 13 variants. If that doesn't sound like that many, yeah, don't worry about it. Are foxes canines? Yeah, they're canid. I'm not getting my hopes up here, but despite the region being based in Wales, I'd be all for neither of the legendaries being dragon type. I mean, they're not dragon type, but like, there's a really good reason why they're both ghost type. There's a really good reason I didn't do dragons. I really like what it is, and yeah, it sucks that I didn't do dragons for the legendaries, but there's a good reason for that. And plus, there's gonna be more dragon types introduced than any other type in the region. Maybe even more introduced than any other region for dragon type lines. Trust me, you'll see a load of dragon types. There isn't really dragon mythical yet, not including Arceus. I mean, is there? Yeah, not really. I mean, I did one for Cronio. But yeah. Is the pseudo dragon? I'd be dumb not to have the pseudo legendary be a dragon type for this region. I was going to not, and then I realized what region I was making this for. And I'm like, if this group is mostly dragon type, and a type based on the fictional creature that the region I'm basing this on has a national animal of, why wouldn't I do another one of that trend? With the Arthurian mention, are the legendaries based on Arthur, Mordred, and Morgana? No. No. You're not too far off, but no. will I make a pea? If you give me enough water. I mean, I was under the impression that King Arthur was represented through Zacian and Zamazenta. Oh, hello from your region's inspiration. Hello, from Wales. The more Arthurian myth gets brought up, the more I wouldn't be surprised if Sirfetch'd gets a regional form. Last I checked, the design is based on Lancelot. Hey, so it also has a leek, which is very synonymous with Wales. So maybe, just maybe, I might do an evolution. It might just be the most Welsh Pokemon there is, so I might do it. You can't stop me. You can't stop me. Yeah. Any more questions? I'm not going to answer any big throbbing leak duck. Oh, trust me, it's going to be more funny than that. So, any more questions? Will there be a Pokemon based on the myth of Llewellyn? Just need to double check. I don't think so. I don't think so. But oh no, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I could always add to the decks. I don't know. Will there be more Doctor Who inspired Pokemon or human characters? Octerminate will get a Prevo. But that's it. I don't think I'm going to be doing any more Doctor Who inspired things for this region. It's just, I only did that because I felt like it really fit, but also it represented something greater than what it was. A Pokemon game that actually supports the LGBT community. You, sir, have great taste. Well, thank you. Thank you. As a bisexual man myself, it's always great to see representation, and it's always great to feel seen. So, yeah. It's not the only representation I'm going to be doing, by the way. Will the champion rescue you a lot in the story? You will see the champion a lot in the story. Can't really think of any further questions. All I can say is I hope you begin to feel better. Why, thank you. I hope I feel better as well. I might go soon. I definitely I want it to be done before 9, my local time. So that's like within the next 20 minutes. Because I want to watch Taskmaster. Because I didn't know it was on tonight, but it's on tonight. So, yippee. Seem really chill to chat with. Hope you'll enjoy my show. Yeah. I'm sure I will enjoy it. If there's no more questions, then I guess that'll be it. I'm hoping to stream more. I think this was successful. But do I have a favorite Cronio Pokemon? I'm tired of people asking me a question. I do have a favorite. It's all of them. They're all my favorite. I love them. Can't pick a favorite. It's very hard to pick a favorite. Excited for the next video. See you then. Yeah, I think I might stop streaming now. So, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully I won't be as sick in the next stream. Whenever that'll be. I don't think I'm going to be posting any more content this year. Because it'll either be tomorrow, when I'm spending time with my brother, or the day after, which would be Hogmanay, New Year's Eve, for all of you non-Scottish people. And I'll be spending time with my boyfriend then, and I'll be at my boyfriend's until the 2nd, and then I'll be at my sister's, and then I'll be back at work. So, I'll probably be streaming a bit more in the new year. Hopefully, I'll have the first Kelot video out by then. Until then, I'll see you next time. Goodbye. That's goodbye from me, and goodbye from Danny DeVito.